Welcome back to Ray's Garage. I'm Ray Cornelia. I'm excited to announce I'm going to be starting a whole new video series. I just recently acquired a 1970 Nova, and I would like to do a whole series of videos. These aren't going to be how-to videos. It's going to be the transformation of the car in its current state to the car I want it to be in the future. I would love to tell you the backstory of the car, but right now, let me give you a little walk around of the car in its current state. I'm handheld now, so please excuse the shakiness while I'm walking around. But here it is, guys, 1970 Nova, base model, 57,000 original miles. The car is pretty clean, however, it does have its skeletons. Along the way of the video series, I will show you what I've discovered so far. The only thing that's been done to this car to this point, the person I purchased it from redid the interior. So the interior is pretty clean. Sorry, it's kind of dark. I should have put a light in there. Let's take a quick walk around here. I don't want to bore you with too many details, but it's tight in here now. I had to rearrange my shop. As you can see, it's got its own bay now. Everything's basically been pushed aside here to make room. As some of you may know, I used to be a car guy 35 years ago. I had a 69 Chevelle, turn it into a street beast basically. It ran high 10s, low 11s in the quarter mile. And then I moved to California and sold the car. It won first place in its class in Philadelphia Car Show. It was a beautiful car. I really miss it. Let me get this hood open here. .307 V8 2-barrel. Like I said, 57,000 original miles. Really nothing done to the engine compartment. I kind of blasted this and painted it because it was just rusted and looked nasty. My plans are to get rid of the motor, new transmission, new rear axle, make it a daily driver, nothing too crazy. Maybe take it to a road course, maybe the drags once or twice. Anyway, I'll get the trunk open. The car's pretty clean, but I did find, like I said, some skeletons. So let me get this trunk open real quick for you. Here's the trunk. I got a light. I found like a patch panel on this side of the quarter. I think the passenger side was hit at one time. But all in all, it's a pretty clean car. I'm sure I will find some other skeletons as time goes on. But it doesn't matter because I'm not going to do a restoration. I'm going to do a resto mod. There's some light on the interior. And like I said earlier, I want to turn it into the car that I want. I'm not going to follow anyone's recipe. I'm going to follow my own recipe and build the car that I want to drive and enjoy. Bench seat. Wonder how many children were conceived in that little back seat. So anyway, now that you see the car in its current state, let me give you the backstory and how it came to me. So roughly about 2.5 years ago, my friend's mother-in-law was looking for an old car. She wanted an old car to somewhat restore and drive around. So my buddy was working in Modesto and he saw this Nova for sale. So he told his mother-in-law, they went down there, up there from here with a trailer and bought the car. They brought it back and I have a picture of the car as you see right here. This is exactly how it was when she purchased it 2.5, almost 3 years ago. So the first thing she did is she took it to an upholster, and the upholstery shop in Fresno redid the interior, glued that speaker box cover stuff in the trunk. Don't ask me why they did that, but anyway, the interior is pretty nice. So after she got it back from the interior shop, she took it to her nephew in Pismo. He's a paint and body guy, has his own shop. So he stripped the car completely down, started sanding it, doing a little bit of body work, and unfortunately he became very ill to the point where he just couldn't use his hands and couldn't work anymore. So the car went back to my friend's mother-in-law. They brought a trailer over to Pismo and picked it up. The car was completely in pieces, rough sanded, and at that point she got discouraged and she stored it away. It was sitting under a carport, covered up, and it sat there for 2 years. So from time to time I always hit my buddy up. I said, hey, would your mother-in-law consider selling that car? Well, she wanted a pretty penny for it, knowing that it was a pretty clean 1970 Nova, and that is a desirable muscle car these days. It never was in 1970, but it is now. So I kept bugging her over 8-month period. Finally, she took my offer, and we went over to where it was being stored, and we brought it back here. As you can see in the pictures I'm going to show you, this is how I bought the car, what it looked like, and what it looked like when I got it here. I put it together a little bit to see what pieces I would need for the future, and started thinking about what I wanted to do with the car and what direction I wanted to go in with it. So enjoy these video clips, and I'll be right back.
Ready to wheel? You gotta give it a bump. It's 110 degrees right now, and we're taking the 1970 Nova out for a ride. Phil, what do you think?
It's hot.
We got it up to 85 miles an hour. No shimmy, no shake. Shit, man, I think we're ready to rip this bitch apart. What do you think? Oh, wait, we better do a burnout first. What do you think?
Okay.
All right, let's get to the back road. Let's get to the back road and we'll do a little burnout for you guys. Come on, Phil, hit it.